The Grand Theft Auto franchise is one of, if not the most well-known franchise in gaming. Rockstar Games made a name for themselves in the early 2000s when they released GTA 3, Vice City and San Andreas. These games were praised for their large open worlds and highly entertaining gameplay. Not only this, but the controversial nature of the games helped spread media attention towards them, furthering the game's success. This carried on into the late 2000s when Rockstar released Grand Theft Auto 4 and then Red Dead Redemption, a game very similar in design to the GTA games. Following this, in 2013, Grand Theft Auto 5 was released, and like many of its predecessors, it took the world by storm. However, none of the GTA games had quite sparked the same electricity that GTA 5 has. Why is it that this game in particular was more popular 4 years after release than it was during its first few weeks? Why is it that modern video games are still trying to emulate this game? What is the secret to its success?
Why did I move here? I guess it was the weather.
Do you remember when GTA 5 got announced? That amazing trailer that was just enough to get us thinking, but not enough to give away too much. After that, we had to wait another year for more, and another 6 months after that, and another 6 months following that of just teasing. When games get announced nowadays, they're announced with big long demos before we even know the name of the game. A good example of this would be Anthem. People already have preconceived notions and assumptions about what to expect from this game. People calling it a Destiny clone or a grindfest, and for the most part, they're probably right. People are going to go into that game with no questions and thus no excitement. When I get a new game, I want to see how it feels, what the world is like, and truly discover it for myself. Not know everything before release. The marketing for GTA 5 allowed me to do exactly that. The moment I stepped foot in Los Santos, I was playing a game I had never seen before. Grand Theft Auto 5's first gameplay reveal, in July 2013, 2 months before release, was less a gameplay reveal than it was a montage of this large open world to explore. Before the viewer could even understand the new concept, they were whisked away to another aspect of the gameplay. It gave the impression of this larger-than-life world, and that impression was completely correct. This was a smart move from the marketing team. Rather than show a 10-minute uncut demo of one aspect, show loads of what the game has to offer. Grand Theft Auto 5's main feature was its large open world, packed to the brim with content, and at the time, that genre was in increasingly high demand, giving the player just a taste of what was to come, before snatching it away until release. So how did this attribute to its success, you may ask? Well, if you look at many modern video games, they are more popular before release than they are after or even during release. That's mainly because of reasons mentioned above. Players in the modern age are more excited to see the game than they are to actually play the game. With Rockstar Games, they are doing both at the same time, so the electrifying excitement was more present on release day and the months following that than it was 1 or 2 years before release. Content creators like YouTubers and video game journalists hoisted the game up for all to see. Meanwhile, traditional journalists were critiquing the game's controversial aspects, such as the infamous torture scene and various ways you can exploit women, which further hoisted the game upon a pedestal for all to see. The game made $800 million in its first day. A week before, no one even knew what to expect, and now everyone was playing GTA 5. As much as a painstakingly well put together main story was created by Rockstar, the true saviour of Grand Theft Auto 5 is its online mode. Released 2 weeks after GTA 5, the online mode was a hive mind of civilized individuals wanting to have fun and enjoy the game together without blowing each other up. Do you get it? Because... Fuck. In all seriousness though, the gameplay perfected in the early 2000s, that enjoyable experience of driving around a city, shooting at who you see fit, stealing cars and blowing shit up, was the perfect type of game for multiplayer. Yes, GTA 4 had multiplayer, but nowhere near to this extent. GTA Online was a full-on MMO buried in the menus of an action-adventure game. Despite having a rocky start to say the least, the online mode quickly gained traction. The game's progression system was designed in a way where players would spend hours trying to get one nice car. The game put 16 players in the world, gave them missions and the rewards for doing so, and told them to go nuts. While the story modes of these games can never be truly sandbox and instead just open world, GTA Online is the ultimate definition of a sandbox game. Meanwhile, the trend of season passes and day one DLC was getting its first bit of traction. In a time where consumer practices in the gaming market were getting increasingly worse, Rockstar decided to release all of its DLC for free. To this day, Rockstar still regularly releases large bundles of brand new content. This obviously keeps players back regularly. In the first year or two of release, these updates were released monthly. Updates like the Heist update, Finance and Felony, and the Doomsday Heist were huge chunks of content, more than worthy of its own full-price DLC. However, Rockstar slipped something under the rug at release, the microtransactions that end up making millions for Rockstar every week. And why wouldn't they include them? The content in this game is pricey enough to warrant spending money to save your own time, and the game is competitive and fast-paced enough to want to have all the newest cars when your friends do. This business model, it perfectly targets little kids with their mum's credit card, and it shows. While things weren't too badly priced in 2013, now in 2018 a new substandard car can cost as much as 1 or 2 million. Having things just at the tip of the gamer's fingers, only to lock them beyond money gates, is a fine, if a little unethical way to make money. It's these microtransactions that have been keeping Grand Theft Auto 5 afloat for 5 years. As long as a game has multiplayer, people are willing to spend a metric fuckton of money on it. So much money, in fact, that the game has managed to be the sole game released by Rockstar for more than 5 years. As much as many gamers would like to deny it, the multiplayer games make a lot more money than the single player ones. And Rockstar perfected the multiplayer cash machine. Ah yes, the Grand Theft Auto community. They are so lovable.
Grand Theft fucking 6, dude. Oh my god. So let me go ahead and showcase the case to you guys. There we got a couple of folk.
What am I doing with my life? However, as much as I criticise these clickbait YouTubers like Mr. Boss for the Win and Sanando, nobody can deny that this thriving community they helped create has helped in keeping this half-a-decade-old game alive. When a game this old is still thriving and still receiving content, but the dev team is obliged to work on their other projects like Red Dead Redemption 2 and possibly Grand Theft Auto 6, the developers really must rely on the community to keep the game alive. Channels like Mr. Boss for Win can push out 4 or 5 videos a day talking about the same topic, keeping the game fresh on the minds of everyone, keeping Grand Theft Auto relevant in the all-knowing, all-seeing eyes of the internet. Meanwhile, different types of content creators are breathing constant life into this game, the modern community in particular, through all of Rockstar's content, provide a steady flow of content in, as I said, this large open world with many possibilities, a place ripe for the modern scene. Only Bethesda games have a more alive, modern community than GTA. The roleplay opportunities and the hilarious possibilities make even the story mode a crazy sandbox. Pushed to its limit, GTA 5 can be its own Gmod. The community for GTA is far from pleasant or even healthy, and to be honest, it's extremely toxic. However, no one can deny that a following as large as that of GTA's will keep discussion going, it will keep content going, and ultimately, it will keep the game going. GTA 5's success has been a masterstroke that many game developers have tried to emulate with their own titles. Even Bethesda, a company renowned for their single-player experiences, are trying to throw their hat into the MMO light genre that GTA Online finds itself in. Rockstar build the hype masterfully with their games. They did it with Red Dead Redemption, they did it with Grand Theft Auto 5, and they are currently doing so with Red Dead Redemption 2. And following this, while by no means is the single player poor quality or something to hide away from, the online mode will always take the world by storm, and the proper communication with their own cult following will keep the game alive for years to come. There is something special about the single player game, the perfection that Rockstar mastered 10-15 years ago. But what's rare is a company that managed to perfectly refine both the single player and multiplayer aspects of the game in a way that makes the developer money. But it's because of these reasons that Rockstar have created their perfect modern video game, and they know the secret to their own success. Rockstar seem to be following a pattern to the letter with Red Dead Redemption 2, a game that I personally cannot wait for. Rockstar have their game plan, unlike many developers currently. They know what they're doing in this chaotic storm of modern gaming, and as long as it works, they're not going to stop. Thank you for watching this video, guys. If you are new around here and want to see more essay and discussion videos, please feel free to subscribe and leave a like. It really helps my channel grow. If you disagree or think that GTA 5 is successful for a different reason, leave your opinion down in the comments below. Thanks again, and I'll see you in the next video.